Hey, it's KatoKin here again. So today I wanted to start a new series, or a new series called Fighting in Concepts, and I'm just gonna talk about certain fighting in concepts that I think are interesting, and go over them, and hopefully they help people get better. So one of the first concepts that I wanted to talk about is the difference between high level play and low level play, because I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about it, and I'll cover those more on the end. I just want to cover the truth first. So I'm just going to be talking about the difference between high level play and low level play, and how to increase your skill level to get to higher levels of play. So what is the defining factor of high level play, or what makes the high level player a high level player? The thing that is the defining concept of high level play is generally knowledge, usable knowledge, practical knowledge. Knowledge, whereas in you understand how to punish certain moves or how to deal with certain strategies. That's essentially the defining factor in all high level play, not just in fighting games, but from what I can see, pretty much any skill or sport that you're getting into, is the best players are usually the most knowledgeable ones. They know how to counter every strategy, they know how to make adjustments. That's how you have all these things, all these big brain reads and reactions. Most of them are just expressions of high level knowledge and insight into specific situations. So with the definition of with the defining factor being defined, then what's the difference between high level play and lower level play? Well, essentially high level play is just both players understand so much about the game, so they minimize the amount of risk they have to take, and then they play the matchup optimally, and they play against the player optimally, which is another thing within itself, but it's also another high level concept. So then low level play would be when two players who are very unknowledgeable at the game, or they don't really know too much of what they're doing. They don't have a lot of knowledge on the game. So they're essentially just playing for the most part by feel or whatever they think will work. And so that's really the big difference between these levels of play. It's the knowledge that they have and how they can let you do or not do certain things depending on what you do or do not know. So because knowledge is the defining factor between the levels of play, then the key to getting better is having problems and being able to figure out the solutions to dealing with them. Gaining the knowledge to be able to fix your problems. Similar to, basically, essentially the same thing to what I said in my videos about labbing. You need to get the knowledge to solve your problems. So again, to reiterate, like I said, this is essentially true for any gaming activity that you're going to be in. It's for the most part about knowledge and strategy and understanding how to counterplay and overcome the problems that you endure. It's true for every game that I've either played or seen. For the most part, I'm just a fighting game player, but from every game that I've ever seen or studied, or books that I've read about sports psychology or whatnot and gaming, essentially for the most part, that's what it is. There are a lot of misconceptions, or people think natural talent or natural God-given abilities are the reason why they're losing or whatnot, and that's just not true. They don't have the mindset to where they think they can practice or learn and get better, which is the real truth. If you just understand that if you get the knowledge to solve your problems, you will get better. Other than that, other than getting the knowledge and practicing with it, then there's nothing keeping you from getting better in any endeavor in life, especially a fighting game or any type of game or whatnot. So finally, I'll go over how would you go about getting this knowledge and increasing your level of play. Well, there are a couple main ways to do it. The main ways you can do it is fighting higher level opponents, and when you lose, what you want to do is go to the lab and figure out how to deal with it. The lab is pretty much, in fighting games at least, it's the answer to almost all of your problems, unless there's specific concepts you don't understand. But even with that, you can go to training mode and figure that out. The lab and making the bot do certain things is your best friend for getting better at fighting games. The amount of time it takes you to lab something for 5 minutes could be 1,000 matches that you spent trying to figure that thing out in a real match. It's just it's not optimal trying to do that. I did that for a long time, and of course I did get better, but usually that approach only works for people who are highly experienced in fighting games anyways. But even the best players in the world, like Daigo, Takedo, Sonic Fox, they lab extensively, and if they can do it, and they've been playing fighting games for years, then I would advise you to keep doing that. Another way is to join the Discord, be around other players and share tech and whatnot and advice on how to get better. That's a really good way for when you're stumped and you really don't know what to do for the most part and you lab. But the answer generally is to keep labbing join a Discord. Also find a website for your game where you can go to get information on the game, like best loot or whatnot. I know Grand Blue has one for that, so if you need like really specific frame data information or hitbox, box interactions, you can go do that. I know for like Street Fighter 5, they have the Tool Assist app, and they have the frame data app, so you can go to places like that. But for the most part, all you really need is training mode. Having a Discord is another good plus to being able to go talk to people. I would say those three are the most important things. Training mode, playing high level opponents so there are new questions to answer, and having a Discord to talk to other high level players for when you're strong. Those are the three keys, I would say, to getting better, getting that higher level of knowledge. So the final two things I want to go over are misconceptions and some shout outs to some people. So for misconceptions, I already talked about how some people believe talent and whatnot is a key factor. I won't say talent isn't a factor, but it's not a factor that's important enough to warrant you not playing a game. Because the truth is, we all have different levels of talent, but none of us make others obsolete within trying to attempt to be good at something. There's no person who's a master of everything and they're better than you in every single way. There's always something unique that you can do to be better than somebody else in some type of way. And so with that being said, like I said, talent doesn't really matter. It's more about the work you put in. You just run the race. Don't worry about how far you'll get. Just keep going. Another thing is you need to understand that things are not about reacting to everything, because even reactions within itself, understanding reactions is a knowledge thing within itself too. So it's like, I'll go over that in the future. So we'll talk more about knowledge in the future. We'll talk more about reactions and what they mean in the future, because some people misconstrue how important they are. And finally, some people, they grind singular skills a lot, and they think if they grind this single skill or perfect it to a certain level, that'll get them to high level play. High level play is interesting because there are a lot of things that you have to get good at to be good. It's not just fixing one thing and then automatically boom, that's what you need to be good. It's a big ocean of things that you need to figure out, and as you fix them, you get better and get to higher levels of play. So lastly, I want to do some shout outs. My main two shout outs are Sonic Soul. I remember a long time ago I was in his chat and I asked him about something about this, and he essentially told me the same answer that I'm telling you guys. For the most part, it's about high level, it's just about high level knowledge. That's the defining trait of pro fighting player or whatever, or a good player. And another person is Verminubis. He's a Smash player, a Ganondorf player. And he had a video talking about the difference between high level play and lower level play. And I thought his ideas were interesting. It was just maybe for like most people they could be a little bit too wordy, because he has a pretty good vocabulary. So I just wanted to put it more down in practical terms. But yeah, he had another great idea, and he had a great idea for this, and I just wanted to elaborate it, put my 2 cents on it more. So those are the two people that I wanted to shout out to, and other than that, that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be making more videos soon.